alaikum wa rahmatullah, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We have a question on Zakat. Understanding the obligation of Zakat on gold, whether the gold that women wear or the gold that people keep in their homes for saving purposes, how often should they do that? And if it's obligatory upon the jewelry that people wear. And this is like a multiple or multifaceted question. So how can we understand that?
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walahu ba'd. There is no doubt that the Muslim should be giving the zakat of their wealth, and part of the wealth is what they possess of gold and silver, and what is equal to them, which is currency. Today, I just want to put in the beginning that sometimes you might find in some of the narration reference to giving the zakat of gold or silver, because gold and silver used to be used as a form of currency, not necessarily referring to the gold or silver that people wear as a form of jewelry to purify themselves for use. With this being said, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that in the day of judgment, anyone who have a gold and silver did not give the zakat of it, it will be turned to be heated plates in fire, and they will be tukwa biha. They will be branded with it, their backs, their sides, their forehead with it, in a day that is 150,000 years. 50,000 years. 50,000 years. 50,000 sana. So that make us take this issue serious, making sure that we give the zakat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, always He mentioned the Quran, and most of the time it will be associated with the as-salah. يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. They give the zakat. And unfortunately, a lot of Muslims, they don't give the zakat accurately, correctly, on time, to the right people. And that's something people should educate themselves. It is al-ilm al-wajib. If you have money, you must learn about the rules of the zakat. It's not something recommended. It's not an excuse to say, I don't know. Ask. Go, ask those who knows. So you need to ensure that you doing it correct. It's like the salah. You don't say, I don't know how to pray. You go and learn how to pray.
Yes.
Like your parents taught you how to pray, but your parents did not taught you how to give the zakat because you don't have money at that time. This being said, the gold, if it is taken as a form of, what do you call that? القوالب الذهب, or so it's a form of like coins, gold,
like
coins,
blocks of
gold.
Blocks of gold, yes.
And basically, some of them they call the jineh dhahab. It's more of a coins. It is meant to be for saving. In this case, if you have 85 grams of gold, which is 24 carats, there is a zakat on it, which is 2.5% every year. So if it is meant for saving, meant for trade, whatever it is, you have stocks, every year you have to give 2.5% if it is 85 gram and up. And 595 gram of silver, that's the nisab. If you possess that amount, 595 grams of silver for 12 months, there is zakat on it as well. So the question here, what if you have gold that it is meant for jewelry, like necklace, bracelets, earring, and all these things that women wear, in this case, we say, the fuqaha rahimahumullah debate over this. The majority of the Muslim scholars said that the women who have jewelry or gold for use, there is no zakat on it. You'll find this the Shafi'iyah, the Madhab al-Shafi'i, Malik, and al-Hanabila, also Many of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum have taken this position. Jabir, Aisha reported from her. Amr ibn al-As, several companions said that. And they said because the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there is no zakat on the thing that you use. And he gave an example of al-faras wal-bayt, your home, there is no zakat because you are using it. Your horse that you use it, no zakat on it, like your car today and so forth. They said the same thing. But even if I don't use the gold all the time, yes, even if it, as long as the intention is it is a use, not a trade, not a currency, you have to give the zakat. But what if I put, it is for use, but just in case I can liquidate it whenever I can. Also, the majority of the fuqaha said no zakat on it. Some women have their jewelry from the wedding days, I'm going to give it to my daughter, whatever, there is no zakat on it because it's originally intention of it. But what if the intention is to use, and also in case I need money, I can liquidate that. It's still, because they said, since the intention also to use, there is mana that prevent the zakat here. Also, on the other hand, you have the Ahnaf, the Hanafi, and some Shafi'iyya, like even it was said, this is the opinion of Imam Shafi'i himself. It was said that. And the second narration in the Hanabila, that there is no zakat, there is zakat in the gold that you wear. And that's the fatwa that many of the modern Hanabila today takes, like Shaykh ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, Shaykh ibn Baz and others. They said there is zakat actually in the gold that you wear, the women that wear. And their evidence that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, once Aisha came and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam saw her wearing fatah khatan, like any rings that is big, made of gold. She said, Rasulullah, I had this made for me to purify myself for you. And she was wearing it. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam told her, do you give the Allah's rights over this? And we know Allah's rights over gold is the zakat. She said, no. And he said, would you like this to be replaced with rings from fire? She said no, and then she gave it up. Also, another incident, both hadiths in Abi Dawud, a woman came with her daughter wearing masakatani ghalidatan, 2 bracelets, thick pieces of gold, and then Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked her if she gave the haqqullah in it. She said no, the same thing. He told her, would you like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to replace this with 2 bracelets from fire? And she gave it up. So they said these were gold that was used. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in general, the general statement in the Quran and Sunnah, asking us to give zakat of what we have. And did not differentiate between wear or not wear, use or not use. So they said, الذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة, those who possess the gold and silver, did not differentiate between possess it for the purpose of wearing or not wearing, the umum al-ahadi or nusus. Based on this, that's their position. Also, they said there is narration from Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh, and there another narration from Aisha radiallahu anha, even though there is a whole debate about the authenticity of these particular narrations, and several of the tabi'een and so forth. There is a third opinion, came in the middle, of some of the muhaqqiqeen, some of the fuqaha said. What's the problem, Shaykh Ibrahim? You might say, okay, the evidence are clear. As a matter of fact, these 2 hadith, okay, that they mentioned, are also can be used as a proof that there is no zakah. How?
How's that?
The majority of the fuqaha said, we all agree, in order for you to say there is zakat on gold, it has to be 85 grams of gold. And
yes.
It has to be possessed for what?
1 year.
1 year. طب Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, it just was made for me. And a ring will not weigh 85 grams of gold. 2 bracelets will not weigh 85 grams of gold. So that shows you that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not talking about the zakat that we are familiar with it.
Okay.
Clearly. And that's how the majority of the fuqaha understood these 2 hadith. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not referring to the zakat of it.
So he's not referring to the obligation of zakat.
Yes,
right.
Which is 85 grams of gold, 2.5% every 12 months. Because this hadith, Nabi did not tell her, do you have it for 12 months? Do
Yeah.
you have this? And even in Aisha, specifically, she just made for me, for you, to beautify myself for you. So it's interesting, you know, how the fuqaha, rahimahullah, very critical. And they analyzed the evidence in a very interesting, critical way. That led some of the scholar to come in the middle. And that's what really I lean towards. They said, these ahadith establish the fact that there is something has to be given on the gold that you wear. But it's not the zakat, the 2.5%, but just a sadaqah wajibah, a general sadaqah that you give once in your lifetime on behalf of that gold that you possess. So any gold that you possess for the purpose of wearing, just give any amount of money, because the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not specify what time, any amount, and he did not ask her to repeat that, but just to give something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think that position and that opinion, أسعد الفريقين بالدليل. يعني he combined between all evidence. He gives something for the sake of Allah, and in the same time, consistent with the concept of the regular zakat that we're familiar with, that does not apply to, you know, to the zakat that we wear, because anything that you use, there is no zakat on it. And that's something mentioned by Shaykh Islam bin Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, and others. And I think I found this to be, I feel more comfortable to say that than just saying no, nothing to give at all on behalf of it. I think there is one point left, or 2 points. In the jewelry, there is multiple type of the gold mix, for example, with diamonds, mix with platinum, they call it white gold. White gold is two type. An actual gold mixed with silver or copper or anything like that. So if it's pure, or it is gold, you have to see the percentage. If it's gold and silver, there's both have zakat on them. But if it's gold and copper, there's no gold on it, or aluminum, okay?
No zakat on it.
There is no zakat. So you have to calculate how much the percentage of the gold in it.
Okay.
And you have it on the side. But most of the white gold actually is a platinum. It's not gold at all. And platinum, there is no gold, no zakat on it. But also diamond, there is no zakat on it. Stones, there is no zakat on it. So you have to calculate only the gold in the jewelry. طيب, Kahari, what if the gold is 18 carats, 21 carats?
Not pure.
Not 24 pure. There's no zakat on it? No, there is still zakat on it. And how that zakat calculated? Simple. You see how many grams you have? Let's say you have 150 grams of 18 carats or 21. So you take the amount, time the carats, 18, 21, whatever,
Divided by
24.
Yes.
Then you find out how much the pure gold. If that result, 85 and more, there is
you have to
zakat.
pay zakat. Yes.
If there is less, there is no zakat. So let's do the formula again. The amount of grams you have of gold, time the carat, if it's less than 24. Okay? 18 or 21 divided by 24 equal
Being
whatever.
like 24 is the 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the 24 to be 100%. And that's how you calculate your zakat. Silver, they don't mix it with anything else, so that's good. That should cover everything, I guess, for it.
I like the idea that you said that, you know, there is something that you call charity, that like let's say compulsory charity other than zakah. You know, could that be, you know, expanded to someone who, let's say, bought a car and he's enjoying it, and is it okay to give something, but not as an obligation, but as a form of, you know, showing gratitude to Allah that, you know, Allah enabled me to buy a car, enabled me to have this house, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm showing gratitude to Allah, I'm giving charity.
Yeah, you can, but we only can establish the
Obligation.
rule based on evidence. So we can establish the rule of it is good for you to give charity when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, because the general وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا آتَاكُمُ اللَّهِ,
Yeah.
give from what Allah have
Right.
given you. Show your gratitude to Allah.
Yes.
But الوجوب only because of the ahadith in Nabi
You're
sallallahu
right.
alayhi
That's
wasallam.
a
And the
very
Nabi
good
sallallahu alayhi
point,
wasallam said, يَا مَعْشَرَ النِّسَاء تَصَدَّقْنِ. Women, donate.
Yes.
He specifically said that to them. Because men obligated to give the zakat. So he don't want, in that time at least, most of women don't work, don't earn, don't have the zakat mainly on men. So you don't want to feel, I have a break. No. You also should feel the need for the giving, because that purify you and raise your level, and a good thing to do. Alhamdulillah, one of the things that I notice in our community in general here in the West and in Lake Islamic Center, our sisters are very generous, alhamdulillah.
But
So
that-
donate to the masjid.
yeah, that takes me to the point where zakat is an obligation on the wealth. It has nothing to do with whether the owner is a man or a woman or a child.
Yes, absolutely. That's why, let's say your daughter received a lot of gold gifts as she's born or on her birthday.
And she's
Do
a
we give
child.
zakat
Yeah.
on it or not? There is a debate, and the opinion that I lean towards, yes, there is zakat on it because of what you just what you just said, the zakat on the gold itself, okay? And in this case, you should give the zakat on
Regardless
that.
of who
If
the
it is
owner is.
85 grams of gold, you should give the zakat
Yes.
of your daughter or whatever
Right.
you have, even if she's still a child.
Or if you're a guardian of a child that has wealth, that has, like, say, millions of dollars in the bank.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're obligated to give zakat, even though the child is not
there is a
responsible.
khilaf,
Yes.
there is zakat on al-saghir.
Right.
I think it is because two reasons. Because the zakat has to do with the wealth, and the zakat is the right of the poor.
Yes.
So it is, yes, from another perspective, the rules of Islam apply to those who reach the age of puberty. But that's when it comes to things has to do with, Hajj, Salah, stuff like that. But that's connected to you as an individual, but also connected to other than you, which is the poor and the right of the community
Exactly. Right.
and so forth.
Yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you.
Barakallah
Jazakallah
fiik. That was a very good question. Thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
Sheikh. Alhamdulillah.